So hopefully we should be live. Yet I don't know how to get onto my own live streams. This is fun. Always fun. I haven't done this in a while. Aha. Here we go. Hey, the title is actually appropriate. As if. Wow. Last time I did a live stream was on the same card, but this time we've got a custom cooled one. So I'll wait for a couple of people to come into this stream. If you're watching this later on the YouTubes, probably want to skip the first couple of minutes because it's not going to be very exciting. Looks like the stream is good. See if I can spell Sapphire. Vega 56 Nitro plus. Super. We have 2 people watching now. I'm just gonna share the stream before we unbox it. Right. Let's have a look here. Right. Where's the link to the stream on this damn page? No, okay then. Right, I'm gonna have to find my own stream here somehow. Oh, I should probably turn the system sound off as well. If anyone in the chat could tell me if the audio is okay, that would be good. It should be working correctly, hopefully. Right, let's see if I can find my own video. Oh, there we go. The thumbnail isn't really appropriate, but whatever. Just post it around a little bit. Brilliant. No Skype on phone, eh? Great. In fact, I'll see if I can get it up on my phone. So I can share it from there rather than the PC. We have a 1 whole person watching, but I need to know if the audio is good before I start. I don't want to be saying nothing. There we go. Squad. Right then. Oops. reporting my own stream. And Discord's being a piece of crap now. Ah, good, someone's in the chat. Ah, good. Matt can hear us. Super. Can only mods post in the Discord chat of Twitch overclockers? It would seem so. Well, that's sad. Yeah, well. Right, that's all sorted now. Audio is good. What about a 1070? What do you mean, what about a 1070? I've got a 1070 as well. This Vega's not for mining though. There we go. That's a 1070 that we got. That is in the PC currently, is the 1070, so... Right, okay, the video's a little bit behind. We've got some viewers in now. So we can get on with the unboxing of the Vega 56 Nitro Plus, which is approximately £1 million at the minute, so... Get this last bit of YouTube ad revenue in before we get demonetized because we're too small. So you can't see it. That is good. That right? Okay. Let's. There we go. You can see the top of the thing now. So here we go. I've wanted one of these for ages. And unfortunately the prices of them are quite stupid at the moment. So yeah, but we need it for competitions, don't we? So we'll just unbox it here now. It's a very rare beast, is this. I think 99.9% of the population of these will be in mining rigs currently. If anyone's interested in the box, which you probably won't be, there's the box. Some features, minimum requirements. You have a crap computer. There you go. Nothing much interesting on there. This is the Nitro Plus, not the not just the standard Nitro. So this one is supposed to be binned for more speeds. Let's bring you back down again here so you can sort of see the unboxing this. There we go, camera's good. Overclock to 1 million please. Haha, Procon in the chat there. We will try and overclock it a little bit. There it is. There it is. Got some installation guide, which obviously I don't need because I'm a seasoned veteran of putting graphics cards in. There we go. It has a little thing there to show you what to do. There's this bracket thing that comes with it if your card's a bit floppy, so we won't be needing that either, I don't think. Yeah, there's the bracket thing, look. Won't be needing that because we won't be using a case. It will be going on the test bench, which is over here, so I can't trip over the tripod. There it is. We'll be benching it with the i7-5960X with single channel memory at 4.9 gigahertz hopefully. It is a bit warmer here today than it has been for the past couple of days, so we'll take the card out, get rid of the box. I even dusted this area of the desk and sort of cleaned it up a bit, as in moved all the stuff over there. before this stream, so you're actually all very privileged that I bothered to clean my desk before this. There it is. It's quite a chunky card, even in the plastic bag. I'll get not a banana, but a GT710 for scale. There you go. That's a GT710 for scale right there. You can see how much bigger it is. It's quite funny actually. We'll get a 7990 power colour out in a minute as well for scale. Oh yeah, that's a nice card, is that? That is a proper card. Look at that. Nice wide PCB. Beautiful. That is definitely a heatsink if I ever saw one. Now interestingly, it only has 2 8-pin connectors on this one, so it must only be the 64 which has 3. And if you look in there, if the camera would nicely focus, there we go, you can actually see there's room for another 8-pin there. So I wonder if the 56 just has 2 8-pins and the 64 has the 3 8-pins rather than 2. That is a lot of heatsink right there. I mean, that heatsink is probably more than 2 slots just by itself. And you can see the crazy heat pipes through the back of the card there actually, if it would focus. No, okay then. And you can also see the size of the heatsink on the back of the card there. It's actually fairly heavy. I might get the weighing scales out and weigh it actually, but at the moment we can't be bothered. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and get the 7990 without playing GPU dominoes. Oh, that's heavy. Flipping heck. So I'm not going to lie, the 7990, the Power Color 7990 is the biggest card I have by quite a long way, and it is actually a bit dusty, so I'll just wipe that off a second. There we go. Beautiful. And as you can see, this is a triple 8-pin. So comparing the sizes, I don't think I could lift both of these at once because I don't really lift, bro. So we'll have a look at these sort of from a side-on view. Let me just take the camera off the tripod. Now the 7990 has got a little bit more E-pin in this case because it is a bit longer, and I think it might be a bit thicker as well actually. So that is slightly disappointing. This is a triple slot, a full triple slot card, and in terms of width, height wise, they're both about the same height, as you can sort of see there. The shroud on the 7990 is possibly a little bit higher, but yeah, this Vega Nitro is definitely the biggest single core GPU that I have. Now where's my Fury gone? Now if I get my Fury down as well, I can compare it to a Fury Nitro, which is quite a bit thinner actually. The Fury Nitro looks quite small in comparison. Well, not quite small, but we'll just put this one back and hopefully not play GPU dominoes if I miss the damn thing all the way up there. Jesus Christ, that card weighs a ton. So we've got a Fury Nitro as well for size comparison. Oh yeah, it's definitely bigger than the Fury Nitro. It's not any longer, but it's definitely a bit fatter. So let's see if we can get an accurate representation of the height of the cards. So there you go. So the Vega is definitely wider. Obviously the PCB is a fair bit longer as well on the Vega, and you can see the Fury is a little bit over 2 slots, whereas the Vega is quite a lot over 2 slots. I'd say the Vega is probably like 2.8, whereas the Fury is sort of a 2.2. Now the heatsink at the back of the Fury is super thick because it does go all the way through as well. So yeah, that is both a pair of nice cards, a nice pair of cards there, but I definitely think the Vega sort of takes the crown for biggest single GPU we've ever had right there. Just put the Fury back on the shelf without knocking stuff down. There we go. Right then, we'll have to take the plastic off this Nitro, I think. Right, I'll just give you a bit of a closer look at the card, at the back of the card before we do. So it has got quite a nice backplate with some cutout for some of the caps here. It's got the standard sort of Vega X style bracket on the back of it, and it does say Sapphire Nitro there, and this bit here and these bits down here are clear plastic, so I guess they'll light up. So you can see the heat pipes in there. It's full nickel plated heatsink. There is a little fan header, a 4-pin fan header on the end of the card just in there, but I have to say, if you're plugging a fan in there, you're gonna rip your fingers apart plugging it in over those fins. And I think it has a fan header somewhere else as well. Yeah, it has another fan header there, so you can actually connect 2 PWM fans to the card and control them through the software that comes with the card, Sapphire Tricks. And also the BIOS switch is just there as well. Focus, god damn it, there we go. The BIOS switch is just there where my thumb is. So what we'll do is we will take the plastic off. Hopefully it doesn't get too dusty. It's definitely a pretty nice design here. There we go. Zero satisfaction from that, I have to say. Quite disappointing actually. So let's have a closer look at the card not on. So you can see this is all clear plastic. If it would focus, that would be great. It's sort of focusing in the background and on your dumb camera, whatever. It's quite a nice looking card. I've still got a bit of plastic on there actually, but it's got these like dot things on. I don't know what they're called, and it's also got a little screen thing there which has got another bit of plastic on as well. So I'll just take these other bits of plastic off here. There we go, that's one. That's 2. Hey, we've got 10 viewers now, that's good. Let's have a little read of the chat. Yeah, I think Ryzen 2 will overclock, or Ryzen Plus or whatever. It should overclock to 4.3 to 4.5 gigahertz. Should be about 10% faster than the old one. We'll take this thing off the side as well. There we go, that one's much better. Right. So now we have to get it in the system. Now someone's asked what we make with the 1070 in chat on mining, and the answer is we haven't had it long enough to have worked that out just quite yet. So we don't know. But anyway, let's put the Vega in the system here. Not bothered about the 1070. 1070s are for poor people at this point. So, oh my god, this card is definitely big. It is a decent sized card, I have to say. Try and get it all in shot there. There we go. So this definitely isn't going to work because it doesn't have a DVI. What it does have is 2 HDMIs and 2 display ports. So I guess we'll have to use a HDMI cable, which I've got plugged in to the mining rig at the moment. So this card will definitely not be used for mining because it's strictly for this purpose only, especially for today on this stream. Plug that in. Right, so we've got the cable plugged in. Now we'll plug in the most important thing, which is obviously for a Vega card, the power cables. And actually we'll use this power cable because that one's kind of not wanting to come out of the bottom of the test bench there. So we'll plug her in. Very exciting. Right then, now we need to get the right mouse and keyboard and various other things, and I will need a new AMD driver, I guess, because I haven't had a Vega for a while. So obviously I sold my other one quite a while ago, and I need to turn my pump on as well for the water cooling, because 5960Xs on air cooling with a water block on don't really go too well. No signal yet. Well, that's believable. Just turn it on and off a few times to get any bubbles out the water block, and we're ready to go now. You're welcome. Right then, let's fire this thing up for the first time. Whoa, yeah, that is good looking as that, and one of the pieces of string is caught in a fan in my radiator, so that's not going to go well. There we go, fix that. So I'll just take the camera off the tripod for a minute here while the PC decides whether it's going to post or not. So you can see there's a nice blue light on the side here. It's very sort of shiny looking, and there is a blue bar there as well. Actually, that looks really nice. I like that. And yeah, the back's lit up as well. Don't know if you can see that round there, but the back plate is lit up as well. It's lit, as some people would say. So I think these bits around the edge around here is supposed to light up as well, but I don't know. We'll soon find out, won't we? We've got into Windows anyway, so that's a good start. It's further than most AMD cards make it these days. Now the shroud is very plasticky, especially on the back end here. That is very cheap plastic. I do not like that at all. But the front bit seems to be sort of much higher quality than this area at the back. It's quite flimsy actually. I'll just show you a second, because while this is doing whatever it's doing, take the camera off the tripod again. Sorry about the shaky camera, but when you take it off the tripod it's not very tripoded. This bit of plastic here is just sort of kind of flimsy and crappy, which isn't great when you're paying £1 million for a graphics card everyone's using for mining. Right, let's see if we've got an AMD driver on here. I have a feeling we might do, but it might be too old for this card, so we might need to download a new one. Now for a start, the screen contrast and everything's all messed up. Bit of a darker colour, there we go. I think that's a good colour for the camera there. That nice blue screen. I trust daisy chained power cables, and actually if you look at that one there, it's not plugged in properly, so I should probably push that in a little bit more. And to be fair, I've run 290X Lightnings on daisy chained power cables, and it all went well, so Vega's no match for a daisy chained power cable, believe me. There's no problem doing that. All my power cables are daisy chained, really, and they are super flower ones, so high quality stuff. This card was very expensive, right? If you go on Overclockers UK and type in RX Vega 56 Nitro Plus, you'll be able to see. So Vega for 56 quid, I'd buy that, but obviously it's a scam. Right, so we need an AMD driver first, obviously, and knowing me, we won't have any AMD drivers that are appropriate. We'll use 17.4.4, see if that works. That was the one I used on my reference Vega card. So I'm going to take a wild guess and say it's probably going to brick the card or something, because it's AMD drivers. So I'll go on AMD's website and we'll download some new drivers, I think, and the stream will probably go down because internet's. Desktop graphics, it should say mining graphics really at this point. Vega, Windows 7. So the latest one is 18.2.1. So we'll download that. Have a look on GPU-Z as well. Yeah, GPU-Z has no idea what this card is, so we'll definitely need a new driver here. So we've got 5 minutes until that downloads, and the stream will probably be about 3 FPS while it's downloading. So I don't know really what to do, to be honest. If anyone's got any questions in the chat, that would be nice. Maybe. I'll tell you what. We'll have a look at the water loop here while we're waiting for that driver to download. So, system setup for anyone who wasn't here earlier or hasn't watched a stream before. This is a Gigabyte X99 SoC Champion. It says it on it right there. Orange board. Everyone knows orange boards are best. We've got the 5960X CPU running at 4.9 probably. Let's have a look here. There we go, 4.92 gigahertz on 1.38 volts. Then we've got one stick of Galaxy or Galax Hall of Fame GOC 2016 because the other one died. PS2 keyboard and mouse, because USB keyboard and mouse takes scores off. It just makes your PC slower. Then for the water loop we have a 1080 radiator, and that is 3x3 fans, 9 in total. You can see a couple of them aren't plugged in, so we haven't got all of them running, but then it's only cooling the CPU. And then in the box we have the pond pump, and it does look kind of disgusting in there, slightly green, and that's not because the water's green, hopefully. That is because I put some green bubble bath in there to make bubbles, and unfortunately it didn't work. Well, it did, but then after a couple of days all the bubbles disappear and then the water's just green. So put blue in next time. Anyway, back to the Vega, eh? Yes, PS2 would give the PC more power. Yep, these Vegas are exceptionally overpriced at the minute. Everyone is mining. Even me. However, this card will not be mined on. No, not happening. 580s and 480s for mining. I've got a 1070 and a 1060 for mining. The Vega is being kept just for overclocking purposes for now. Yep, I put bubble bath in the water loop. I will show you the exact bubble bath. So we have this one here, which is some nice Radox original, which is the green one I was on about. So you pour a bit of that in your pump before you put your water in, and then you pour the water in, and then when you turn the pump on it pumps all the bubble bath around the loop, and then it's nice and clean like me. And then we've got some nice Radox muscle soak here, which is the blue one that I was on about. Got plenty of that left. So there you go, top tips. More bubbles is more better. Oh, Oliveira, no. Right, the driver's downloaded, so we can install it now, if it'll install. This is an AMD driver. So what's more likely to happen is I'm expecting things to explode and spontaneously combust. Probably brick the card or something. Just copying it over to a USB stick, because obviously this PC doesn't have Ethernet drivers installed, because again, make your PC slower, and we've only got 8 cores at 4.9 gigahertz, so you know, I mean, can't be stressing it out by installing network drivers and all that nonsense. USB 2 USB sticks are rubbish, by the way. Get USB 3 ones. Probably doesn't help that I plugged it into the same USB ports that the camera is going from, but whatever. Nearly done now. Super. So we will get the USB stick in there, get these damn drivers installed. Right, copy that onto the SSD of the bench rig, and then we're all good to go. Am I planning on benching the original bubble bath versus the muscle soak? Well, I'm thinking the muscle soak is probably better, considering it's blue, and as you can tell, the blue is clearly in the speed at the minute. I can't get orange bubble bath, otherwise I'd use that. Also, to prove that orange and blue are the best colours, there's a chocolate orange, blue and orange. There you go. I'm gonna eat a piece right now, in fact. Just reminded me. Blue and orange, chocolate oranges, Sapphire graphics cards in Gigabyte SoC Champions. Doesn't get any better than this. We're living the dream. Living the dream. Right. The driver's on. Get this thing installed. It's Adrenaline 2.18.2.1. If anyone's watching this video in the future and wondering why all my scores are crap, it's probably because you've got about 10 drivers newer than mine. Or maybe my scores are just crap. That is the other alternative. No. The Terry's chocolate orange is mine. I've actually got two. Got one that's open here and another one that's not open there. So we've got two chocolate oranges at the minute. Right, we'll accept to donate our life to AMD. Sacrifice. Custom install, display driver. No, we don't want an HDMI audio driver, we just want AMD settings and the display driver. It's good to have a decent audience as well at this time in the afternoon, because it's only 3:30. I'm on early shift this week, so 6 till 2. So that was quite nice coming home early, especially when I knew I had the Vega waiting, just waiting there. Hopefully we don't die of old age before this driver installs, eh? I mean, the card might actually overheat. It's getting pretty warm already, to be fair. You can definitely feel the warmth. And of course, we don't have any idea what VRM it has on it, so I don't think, maybe Buildzoid has done a PCB analysis actually, I don't know. It's probably like 5 years ago now. Because, no, that's great. Restart then. Very exciting so far. How long have we been streaming? 38 minutes, and we've managed to take a card out of box, put it in a test bench and install a driver. Going well as normal. I've noticed the board is very slow to boot up with the Vega in as well. And it's not displaying anything, which is nice. Brilliant. Just what I always wanted. Wouldn't it be great if it was DOA? Would genuinely be quite funny. Oh shit. I think I just hit the clear CMOS there instead of the reset button. Soon find out anyway. Luckily it was only for a split second, so hopefully it's remembered its settings there. That's great. Superb. No display. How's this? Look at this. AE in Windows. See, unlock. Caps lock. It's sitting in Windows on the desktop right now. See, it should do 62. We have no 62. So that is brilliant, is that? What a good start, eh? Right, we'll turn it off. There we go. We'll flip the BIOS switch to the BIOS and try that one, I guess. $79, $64, $99. Superb. Doesn't work. Just what I always wanted. Good job we have a GT710, isn't it? Where's it gone? Oh, it's there. Right in front of me. So what we'll do is, I guess we'll put the GT710 in here with the Vega. Hook that up to the DVI. Let's give it another go. So now we've got the GT710 hooked up to the display. And the Vega isn't connected. Maybe this Vega is just dead on the display and it's just a mining edition Vega and that's all it can do. There we go, look, a 62 this time, it'll come up displaying stuff. Ah, maybe it just doesn't like USB sticks being plugged in. Let's have a go. Bit strange. Maybe it's because I hit the CMOS button instead of the restart button. Oh, that's interesting. No SSDs. It's going well. I reckon if we make it into Windows with the Vega displaying things before... Ah yes. BIOS has been reset. Boo-hoo. That is quite sad, is that? So we'll have to load a profile here. Last known good. Nope, that's not good at all. So I'll load the profile called 5960X outside, which will probably set it on fire. So let's see, is this at 5 gigahertz? Yeah, it is. So we don't want to do that. We want 4.9. Right. Let's just check that it's not going to melt itself here. Okay, 1.38. There we go. Let's just put that down a little bit. No, actually, I think that was on 1.2 before. Maybe it was a VCCIO, which was a bit lower, and the system agent voltage was on there auto actually. Or maybe it was plus 100. I don't know. There we go. Superb. Let's run voltage at 1.7. Right, it only needs to be at 1.5. This is when I was running 3200 11 10 10. So yeah, right, I think we're all good on this part here. We just need to check the timings. Yep, we don't want those timings, they're too tight. So that on 240, and I'll leave that one on also. Right, I'll leave it at that. Go! What is the wattage? That is a good question. Well, the wattage isn't going to be much at the minute, is it? Why is it not detecting the SSD? This is the question. That is very odd. The AMD driver could potentially have killed the SSD, but I did say before I even installed the driver that the AMD driver will do something bad, and it has. There it is. Well, there's only one boot option. This is very annoying. The AMD driver has killed Windows. RIP Windows. Try plugging it in somewhere else or something, I don't know. Well, that's weird. Drive's dead. Let's shut it down at the PSU. Pull the 24 pin as well, why not? Go all the way. Could be that water's leaking all over my board because I haven't checked yet. Let's have a look. No, it's all good. Definitely all good. No water on the board. So I've unplugged the 24 pin. You can't see what I'm doing over here, can you? Looking at a black screen. Oh, that's sad. Right. Off we go again. What if the Vega won't power on because I'm using a daisy chain connector? That'd be funny. Then the quality would be right. No, computer says no. Computer says no. Well, this is really exciting, isn't it? What we'll do is we will turn something off somewhere. Tell you what, we'll take the Vega out completely and we'll go to a GT 710 for now till we can work out what the problem is, and then we'll put the Vega back in a minute, eh? When we've managed to DDU whatever crap we've put on. There we go. Right, that's quite a heavy card, I need somewhere to put it. Obviously we don't have any space on any surface at all. I suppose we could put it there and then you can look at it. So the other question is the SSD, being a Kingston SSD, cream crackered itself? Which is entirely possible. So we'll re-plug that there, plug that in there. Oh yeah, that water's really green. Beautiful. Now, SSD deaded. It's bricked Windows. The AMD driver's literally bricked Windows. That is very impressive, actually. Very impressive indeed. Well done, AMD. Not all is lost. We have some more SSDs that aren't Kingston ones, so we'll go with that. So we don't know if the SSD is broken or Windows is broken. However, we don't really have time to figure out right now, so we'll just change SSD and cross our fingers it boots, really. There we go. Ah, that was easy. We'll have to reinstall the AMD driver again though now, so that'll be fun. I think we'll do a DDU first this time. That's probably a good plan. Now this drive doesn't have many 3D benchmarks on it, but whatever. It has DDU on it, so that's good. That'll do me. Apparently only has NVIDIA drivers on it. Clean and restart. This is what happens when you don't stream for ages. I have no idea how it could do that. Ah, Matt says that it's been doing it on his SSD with a 7870, so I'm guessing it's AMD drivers. I could replace the motherboard. To be fair, we've got another 4 to go out yet. Oh, this is a boring stream now. What a disaster. Could not go any better if I tried. There we go. You can see the whole setup now. And obviously the camera would focus or go on absolutely nothing. It's going off the underglow on the Gigabyte board there, I think. That's the only thing which is at the right exposure or whatever. Great. Yeah, it was quicker for me to change the SSD than it was to wait a few minutes for the caps to discharge in the PSU. So what I'll do is, once we've run 3D Mark Vantage or various other things, we'll try that SSD again and see if it's just bricked Windows or whether it's just being dumb. So I'm going to copy the driver on now with the GT whatever it is 710 in. not? Can I have 720p? Nah, of course not. So we'll copy that driver over to there. And I'm going to run DDU for AMD anyway, just to make sure before I put the Vega in. So clean and shut down, that's what we want to do. So the driver's on there now as well. Whoops, nearly knocked the tripod over, and then we'll put the Vega back in and hope it doesn't brick it this time, eh? Come on, camera, Jesus Christ. There we go. Super. Right, attempt number 2, ladies and gentlemen. Just make sure all of the power is out of the board before we put the Vega back in. I was pretty sure this board had some dip switches so you could turn the PCIe slots on and off, but apparently not, which is kind of annoying because that would have been useful just then. I wouldn't have had to take the card out. So we're going to put the card, which is looking very nice, back in. Now also, while I'm on the live stream, or I guess on the YouTube for people slightly later on the 3rd and 4th of March, if you are not already aware, there is a overclocking event in the UK at the, I think, Broad and Sword, is it, in Lancaster, which will be hosted by, I guess, me. So we'll go with what McCulty says and put 2 separate daisy chained plug thingamajigs in this time, just to keep him happy so he's not sad. Not that I think it made the difference, but whatever. Want to give ourselves the best possible chance of getting this thing working here. So there we go, it's got a nice little pigtaily things, whatever. Right, fire her back up and see if it actually works this time, eh? Good if we had to RMA a Vega already. It's not even been mined on the irony. So, off we go again. Lancaster Board and Sword. Right, okay. So if you want to do some LN2 overclocking, what? Right then. So let's see if we can install the driver, which is 18.2.1 from the 7th of February. So this driver came out yesterday. Wow. Some great testing there, AMD. Well done. And this is for Windows 7 as well, by the way. We'll try again. It's installing. Well, it's not installing, it's unpacking itself. But it says installing. How can it take this long on a 6950X, really, to unpack a driver? Crazy. It's like 400 and something megabytes as well. Here we go. Maybe in the end user license agreement it says this will brick your SSD / Windows 7 install at all opportunities. We'll do a custom install, but we'll just install all of the things this time. The AMD report wizard Probably a memory bottleneck. Yeah, it could be a memory bottleneck considering we're only running single channel. That is a good point. Well, Mr. Mike Fox, if you go on Overclockers UK and type in Vega 56 Nitro Plus, you'll see. Ooh. Actually, the Nitro Plus is actually cheaper. Ah, it's the limited edition. Ah, I wonder if it's the limited edition which lights up round the edge. What's the difference between a limited edition and a Nitro Plus? Core clock 1572, and then on this one what I've got 1550. So this is actually the slow one. I lied, I thought this was the fast one, but this is the slow one. And the Vega 64 would have been £990. Lol. Yeah, it's a good job we got a 56, eh? Yeah. Right, it's rebooted in Windows and this time we actually have a screen. Great success. Get in, boys. We are Vega'd. Okay, just trying to work out what's the best colour for the camera. The answer is no colour because the camera's done. Right, let's see if we can position the camera a little bit better. Do you want to see the Vega or not? I suppose you can see a bit of it there. Right, anyway, we're going to use Walkman to overclock it, I think, if it works. So we want to override application settings. We're going to turn all of the thingamajigs into performance mode, and tessellation we're obviously going to turn that off. Radeon, Netflix and chill we're going to leave that off because we don't want to do that. Aha, there are profiles. Well, obviously one in turbo mode, so we're going to just run it at stock to start with. I wouldn't normally run a card at stock, but we're going to run it at stock in turbo mode and see what happens. And because we've got no benchmarks apart from Vantage on here at the moment, we're going to run Vantage. So there we go. How exciting. If it'll open. There we go. Oh, Vantage is broken as well. Great. It's possible that Vantage is broken on this drive, in which case yes, I remember this drive now. I may have deleted system info from the registry so that it won't install anymore by accident. So we might have to get another SSD again, preferably one with Windows 7 on it and Firestrike. So that's actually broken. This is not going well, is it really? Oh dear me. Right, we'll not use that SSD, we'll use a different one. In fact, we might change back to the original one again. Although that's probably not a good idea. We'll go with this one. I've no idea what's on this one, it's got no label. There we go. So this one said Van 3D11 Cats and Nvidia, which means Vantage 3D Mark 11 Catzilla on Nvidia cards. Trying to boot off the USB stick again. Fan's dead. No, the fans aren't dead. It has zero fan. Don't be silly. All these modern cards have zero fan mode, where they apparently that one doesn't have an OS on it, so that's helpful. All of the modern cards have zero fan mode on them, so it's quite normal for the fans not to spin once you've installed the driver. It's a good job we've got like 10 different SSDs, isn't it? And it isn't the cable, by the way. This cable was working fine yesterday, so that means it was working fine today as well. Right, let's see if we can get a drive with an OS on, and then we'll go from there. No! This is not going well. This is not going well at all. It's highly unlikely that out of 13 SSDs I would pick like 5 that don't have OSs that are suitable for a Vega on, isn't it? Alright, we'll try another one. This one says AMD 3D, so this one probably works. This is so fun. It's like testing Lawrence's SSDs. Hey, the webcam's got a blue glow on the front of it as well, so it matches. Hey, this one's got Windows on it, people. We're on to something here. Aha. Right. We may have an OS that actually works. It's always useful. Oh, no. Yep, there we go. Right. This one's got Firestrike and apparently Civilization 6 and Dirt 3 and Steam. So we get to run a Steam tweak on this one. Excellent. See what drive. Oh, it's got an AMD driver on it as well, so we'll get rid of that. One hour and 8 minutes in. It's going so well. Could not go any better if we tried, really. Now at this point, we're going to eat the Haribo that came with the card. If we can open that. Haribo might be broken as well. No, I can tell you, Haribo working just fine. We'll see if DD works just fine as well in a minute. Takes quite a while. Anyone who's been there or here since the beginning of the stream, I apologise for this hour and 10 minutes of your life, which you won't get back. Because really, in an ideal world, you would have just tuned in now, so you wouldn't have had to watch all the nonsense. So what I want to do is I want to run it at stock, test temperatures and all that, and then I want to run it overclocked, see how far it will go. And if it can't beat my my reference Vega 56, which I had before, and I'm afraid we're going to have a bit of a cry, and yeah, that'll be sad. But it was quite a bad move really when I bought the Vega 56 in the first place, because I pre-ordered it, got it for a good deal, 380 quid, and then unfortunately I benched it. It was way too loud. For I'll wait for the custom Vegas to come out, sell this one. They were going for a bit more on eBay, so I sold it for like 450 quid on eBay. Got charged £20 or whatever in fees, and then about £10 postage, so it didn't really make anything on it. And then obviously Vegas were really good for mining, so what I should have done with the previous one is kept it till now, mined on it, sold it now while they're at £1,000, then bought this one, because then I would have had a Vega 56 all this time to bench with. It was a reference card, not that it really matters, because I could have mined on it all that time. Whoops, that's not the right driver. Sold the cryptocurrency which I'd mined on it to get more money, like real monies, and then hold on a second. There we go. USB ports, some of them don't work on this OS apparently. I could have mined on it, sold the cryptocurrency, and then put that towards this card, as well as selling the Vega 56 reference card itself, and I would have literally been able to buy this and make money at the same time. So selling my other Vega 56 was a really bad move, but you know, it's just the way the cookie crumbles, so a bit sad. Like I said though, I won't be mining on this now because, well, these things use a lot of power. I've already gone and got a few, well, an RX 580 on top of what I already had, but the power usage of the mining rig and my main system with a couple of cards mining in it put together makes it nice and warm in here basically. And it's winter, so you know, if it's warm in here now, once it starts getting warmer in the spring, it's definitely not going to go well if I have a Vega mining as well. So we're just gonna leave the Vega probably on the shelf and just use it for competitions basically. Be a bit of a shelf queen, and then in like 2 or 3 years when all the Vegas are dead, they've been mined on to death, it'll be really rare and worth loads still, so you never know. I would like to get a second one for Crossfire, but they cost too much, way too much, way too much, like crazy price. So we're not going to do that. We've installed the driver for the third time now. Been through, what's this, the 5th SSD? Oh, no way. Oh, I thought I wasn't going to display anything again then. Jesus Christ. Thought it was supposed to be third time lucky. There we go, fans have stopped. That means the driver is installed. Now let's see when the last time I used this drive was. 15th of April 2017 according to my notepad. Let me just take you off the tripod here. So I must have used this just after. Oh, come on. There we go. Oh no, there we go. 15th of the 4th 2017, so I always have a notepad on the desktop. On the last date I took a screenshot basically. So yeah, it's been quite a while. I'll just change the background colour so you can see it a bit better. I keep thinking the microphone's on the camera, and it's really not. It's on the desk over here. RIP headphone users. So let's have a look here. All this crap, turn it off again. Override, maximum tessellation off. Radeon, Netflix and chill off. Wattman, turbo. In fact, screw that, we'll go straight to custom. So, in the Wattman, we're just going to leave it at stock to start with. It's currently 33 degrees Celsius, and you can't see that at all, can you? Wait a sec. Screen resolution 720p. There we go. Come on, camera. It's because it's dark. Because it's a dark background thing. Camera's crap. So there we go. You can see we are currently sitting at 33 degrees Celsius if the camera would focus. There we go, 32. And that's running passive, by the way, so very impressive. So what we'll do is we will open up 3D Mark Firestrike and we'll have a go at that first. We'll see how far it gets before the fans come on. Hey, Buildzoid's in the chat. Main man. Do I want a capture card? Yeah, that would probably be a useful thing, I suppose. Come on, Firestrike. Oh no! The Firestrike on here is the Steam version. that is superb. So we've got the Steam version of Firestrike. Oh, that is beautiful. And I can't actually move it around either for some reason. There we go. Okay. So we're going to run normal Firestrike first, I guess. And we don't want the demo on. And we're going to change the screen resolution right down to 800 by 600. Beautiful. So, oh, that's nice. Wattman looks great in this resolution as well. So we're currently at 33 degrees. We'll whack the power limit up and we'll see what this Sapphire can do with the 5960X. That's interesting. It's just in the top corner over there. Normally it stretches across the entire screen, but this new weird driver must just put it up there. That's weird. So fans haven't come on. We're getting about 100 FPS. Seems that you can't see. 120. Back down to 100ish. Dipping into the 90s, even the 80s there a bit. Not very good, is it? So up to 140 peak. Back down to 100ish, 110, 120, 130. Fans have just come on at the end of GT1. So let's just have a look here at hardware bot. If we go on the Vega 56, I should already have a submission with one. Okay, so my submission, which was the last live stream I did, ironically, was with the 6950X at 4.33 gigahertz, and my Vega was running at 1680 on the core and 1100 on the memory, and that was flashed to a Vega 64, and I actually had dual channel RAM. So this is probably going to score worse, I'm not going to lie. Yeah, it is better than a webcam. Definitely, anything's better than a webcam, really. Might as well let you see the card while you can't see the screen. It's funny how the loading screen's the right thing, but nothing else is. There we go. Yeah, the webcam is pretty terrible, I'll admit that. I probably wouldn't watch my own stream because it's terrible quality. Not gonna lie, I wouldn't be watching this stream. Oh, that's interesting. Why it reboot? What happened there? Did it blue screen? I didn't even see that. What is going on? Go back to 1080p. Can't believe I've got the Steam version of Firestrike on here as well. What a mess. Kept all my settings, so trying to connect to my Steam account. Unbelievable. Try that again. It did just randomly reboot. Don't know if that was the card or the PC or what. The Nitro limited edition. You don't want the limited edition, you definitely want the special edition. The special edition has faster memory out the box. Right, so on GT1 seems to be working fine. It looks better in 1080p as well, so I'll leave it at 1080p. Right, fans come on. So it must be a temperature. Definitely faster with the lower resolution now. Now it should load GT2. And it's just black screened. The the lag on the camera is hilarious. 30 FPS for the win. Wow. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Can't run Firestrike at stock, apparently. That is really good, is that? Super. Try a different profile. I don't know. Try a different benchmark. Have we got Vantage on it? We haven't got anything, have we? Got 3D Mark 11. Try 3D Mark 11. Oh, that's big. Override application settings. Got tessellation off. And this is basic edition as well, so I'll have to put the key in. You're welcome, Procon. It's a great VJ adapter indeed. It doesn't seem to be getting warm or anything. And it's only getting 100 FPS in 11 here as well, which is weird. $172, that's a bit better. Hello. What did I miss? Why wasn't the OS loading? The OS wasn't loading. We don't know why the OS wasn't loading. But we changed SSDs 5 times and this one works, so we're going with that at the moment. I need to look in GPU-Z actually and look what RAM it's got on it as well. That will probably help. It's doing some weird stuff with the resolution, like it's put that right up against the top of the screen there, a massive black bar on the bottom for the graphics or physics test rather, and it's only getting 38 FPS on the physics test as well in 3D Mark 11. So obviously the 5960X with single channel memory is pretty slow. It's great. No, it's brought up the error saying we need to upgrade to Advanced Edition, so we will do that. I don't think you can see the screen anyway, so you will not be able to see my key. Now the question is, which USB stick is the key on? No, it's probably this one that says 3D Mark keys right there. Copy. There we go. And advanced, upgrade, go away, put the key in there, register, there we go. And we're on Advanced Edition now, so we can actually get a score. Again, the fans aren't on. It's not particularly warm though. Must come on at about 50 degrees Celsius, I think. I wonder if I can get some better lighting, whether that would help the webcam. Oh yeah, look at that. I don't know whether it does help or not really. Is the lighting better or worse? I suppose it's better actually, because the screen looks better now. The only problem is I don't have a stand to put it on, so I'm just going to have to stand here and hold it the entire time. I wonder if I could somehow mount it on the tripod. On top of the webcam. Yes. That has worked well. That is literally a light sitting on top of the webcam now. Like a work lamp. And it seems to be lighting up everything quite well really, because you can see the screen better now. So that's worked out quite well. $10 gig of RAM in your phone, wow. What phone has 10 gigs of RAM? I'm quite disappointed that this front bit here doesn't light up blue. I thought that did. That is quite a lot better now actually. I'll have to remember that for next time. The setup is brilliant, you'd love it. If I like sneezed on the camera right now, the tripod would totally fall over. So it's on the physics test again. Oh, getting 42 FPS this time. It's because we're running it for the second time. For those of you who don't know, on 3D Mark 11 it always gets a higher score on the second run. That's always the highest score for some reason. And it's possibly just crashed randomly again. Superb. We can't even run a benchmark and get a score. Oh, maybe not. Maybe it has. Wow. Die. Oh, there we go. Starting the combined test now. Oh, that's interesting. I never knew you could get phones with 10 gigs of RAM in. I've seen phones with 6 in, but not 10. That was weird. So 3D Mark 11 kind of broke there, so we're gonna have to run it again. Jesus Christ. We even get a run in or what? It's not overclocked or anything, it's just literally at stock, unbalanced. And we can't get one run in. This is rubbish. What a pain. Right, we're going to do a full custom, max out power limit, fan speed is going up to 2000 at stock. Apply. That's weird, it hasn't started spinning. Temperature target 35 degrees Celsius. Apply. It's running at 43, so the fan should have come on really. This is broken. What man is broken? Right. What we're going to do is I'm going to reset that. I'm going to get Sapphire tricks, because that will work, hopefully. You can see I prepared well for this stream, as usual. But to be fair, I didn't know it was going to brick the OS. like in the stream, so you know, it's not really that great, is it? Right, we need a version that supports Vega. I guess the latest one supports Vega, so we'll go with that. There we go. It's only 2 megabytes, so that was a nice quick download. Nice and easy. You can see the light is beautiful. It actually lights stuff up. The camera is enjoying the light. I am as well. Right, so let's give Sapphire tricks a go here. So Sapphire Tricks doesn't know what the card is either. It only has a power limit. It says it's a Vega. That's it. Maybe we need to restart the PC. Let's have a restart. It's unbelievable. Trying to overclock this custom Vega is crazy, isn't it? Because there's no support for anything like this, because everyone's using them for mining, I guess. Mind you, this driver is only a couple of days old, so it could be something to do with that. Right, where's Tricks? Not create a desktop shortcut? I thought it did. Move that there. Oh, there it is. Duh. Yep. Right, Tricks doesn't just flat out doesn't work either, so we'll have to use Whatman. This is awful. I used Whatman for the 56 before, when I had a reference one, and it worked fine, to be fair. But this, just nothing works at all. I mean, fan speed not working, don't know whether power's working really, temperature doesn't do anything. Memory frequency, let's try and, I don't know, put it up to 1000. Try 900 just to start with. Frequency on here, just going to leave that in manual mode. I'm just going to put everything in manual and apply it. But the fans haven't come on, so I don't know whether it's actually doing anything or not. Anyway, let's run 3D Mark 11 again and see if it actually passes this time. Hopefully it does. The CPU should be rock solid, by the way. Oh, it's not liking that at all, is it? Getting a bit of artifacting. Oh, there we go, the fans have kicked in now. Not good at all. Artifacting like crazy there. And this is at stock voltage and everything, I suppose, so 900 on the HPM, well that sucks. Is a no-no. Let's try like 875. At least the fans have come on now, so that's good. The CPU should be fairly stable. Oh yeah, it's definitely quicker now. It's getting 175 FPS instead of 110. CPU should be fairly stable because I've run loads of benchmarks at this speed. I mean, you can go look on my hardware bot profile. Yeah, we'll definitely need a 64 BIOS on here for sure. I do want to bench on the 56 BIOS first though. But I will be very disappointed if this ends up being slower than the reference card, because I mean the cooler on it's massive, so realistically it should do really well. It's very quiet though, I have to say. If this is actually 100% fan speed, like, this is properly quiet. Let's see if we can feel some heat coming out. Yeah, it's definitely putting some heat out. It's getting 200 FPS right now. Definitely looks better than a reference card, but does it really perform any better? That is the question. I mean, are you better off just getting a reference card and putting a water block on it? Not that you can anymore, but I mean, it could quite possibly be the case, and it's just died again. Dear me, what a pile of junk. Lowered the HPM speed again. It's nearly back at stock now. Incredible. I wonder if the contact isn't very good with the cooler, because they did have some issues with the height differences between the GPU silicon and the HBM silicon, didn't they? Very, very disappointing. I think really what I should have done is I should have tested the card before I did the stream, and then worked out all the drivers and the little 20 SSDs we had to go through and all the nitpicky things, and then do the stream once I got it all up and running. But, you know, nice to have hindsight. At least we got the unboxing done though, that went smoothly. But how can an unboxing really go wrong? At least the card isn't DOA as well. I mean, it does work, but I mean, it doesn't look like it's going to be a very good overclocker at this rate, does it? Here we go, physics test again. Will it pass the physics test this time? Don't see why it shouldn't. Yep, passed fine that time. Not a clue what's going on. Must have been a glitch in the matrix. Right, so finally, Jesus Christ, 1 hour and 45 minutes to get a score. And the score is, for anyone who can't see, fix this stupid screen is this dumb colour. There we go. It's 24,370. So I've no idea if that's good or bad. Let's have a look. Did I run 3D Mark 11? No, we didn't run 3D Mark 11 on the old one. So let's have a look here. Right, that score is... Right, well, the graphics score's 33,000. So that is pretty bad, I think. Should be scoring more like 40,000. Have a look at other people's results. 28,000. Well, that is really bad. The guy in last place, well, we've beaten him. So now that we've actually got it to run and get a score, which isn't last, we'll start overclocking it. How about that? So we're already at 850 on the HPM. The maximum temperature that the card has reached was 47 degrees Celsius, 48 degrees Celsius. Okay, so that is pretty chilly. So we're going to go up to 860 on the HPM. And we're going to try going up to maybe 1650 on the core. Now I don't know what the core was boosting to last time. What's the core been boosting to? Okay, so the GPU core clock looked to be around 1480-ish. So hopefully this time it'll be over 1500 for the entire run. We'll soon find out. See? Hopefully this fan starts spinning again at some point. So otherwise it's going to get pretty toasty. Still not going. So it is running passive, even though the fans are set to 100% manual fan speed, but it doesn't seem to be overheating, so it should be alright. I only got to 48 degrees last time. GT2. There we go, fans have come on now. Weird that. Set to 100%, but only coming on when it feels like it. Now really, it would have been better to run this test with Ryzen probably, because Ryzen actually gets a much higher physics score in 3D Mark, I think, on my 1800X. However, because I'm only running single channel RAM, I think it hurts the performance of the Ryzen too much, so the 5960X ends up being faster. However, I will be trying it with the 1800X for whatever benchmarks are in the round 1 division competitions for this OCE Sports sort of season. So it has managed to reach the combined test again. which is good. Hopefully we'll get another score that will be higher than the last one. Back like Slim Shady, eh? Oh, and it's crashed. Wow, this is going so well. Completely frozen, as you can see, pressing buttons on the keyboard, and it's just dead. Oh, is it going to reboot? No, I think that's the card. I can't believe that's the card. That is crazy. Absolutely insane. We're going to try the other BIOS actually. Let's just reset. Unbelievable. This card is seriously bad. Might end up actually playing games on it at this rate. I really want to get Firestrike to work, to be honest. It's terrible. That's interesting. The memory on here says it's only 700 at stock now. I'm pretty sure before it was 800 stock. Try Firestrike again. I might even have it on a USB stick actually. I might install a proper version because this is going to get really annoying otherwise. This card is nearly double the price of the reference one, remember. Run Firestrike Extreme this time. See if it can make it through, eh? Crazy. This is worse than the reference card. Jesus Christ. Not looking good for Sapphire. I bet all the best ones that do like 1700 megahertz on stock boost settings are all in mining rigs somewhere melting away. Quite sad really. So on Firestrike Extreme, obviously this is higher res, so it's only getting 50 FPS, which is pretty rubbish really. Took a while for the fans to kick in again as well. Started GT2 this time. Great success. So basically when this stream goes up live, I'm probably going to just tell people start from like 2 hours in, and it's probably good from there. See what gets in physics? Around 70 FPS. Just over 70 for the most part. But I don't think there's any way I'm going to beat my other score, which was 20,000, just because one, the card is awful, and B, the 6950X is quite a beast of a card when it comes to the physics tests. We've got 10,983 on my old card, on the reference card. Alright, so we got 10,100. So the graphics score, just for a comparison on this, is 11,043, and on my old card it was 12,057. The physics score on the 6950X was 26,992, and on this it's 23,000. And the combined score is also about 200 points lower. So far we're not really doing very well here, are we? We need more power caps in. That's what I would say. And the question is, will it even let us go any higher on the voltage? No. So we can't even raise the voltage at all. So that's sad. Definitely think we're going to need a 64 BIOS on this thing, even just to get close to the old card, which did have a 64 BIOS on it, to be fair. However, even on the 56 BIOS, the highest score I managed to get was 10,312. Oh, okay, it's fair enough. But the memory on the reference card at that was 960, which is way faster than this. And it was actually hitting 1727 megahertz as well on the core, where this was under 1500 when I looked before. Very disappointing. Very, very disappointing. So far. Hopefully it gets better. Might go get me a drink at this point while it's finishing off this benchmark. I will be back in a minute. There we go, I now have a drink. So, second score, 10,429. So, I think that's actually higher than the other Vega 56. Yes, it is. Okay, so it is faster than the other Vega 56, was at a higher clock speed, which is nice. That could be more down to drivers than anything else. If we look at the frequencies here, we're looking at 1550 to 1570 megahertz. So that's not too bad. We'll make a screenshot of this score, I think. It's mildly decent. And actually the reading in GPU-Z for the clock speeds on this card is quite accurate, which is surprising. So let's just get my date correct here. Save that on my notepad. So this is Micron HBM, by the way, as well. Apparently. Mind you, this is an older GPU-Z. We might need to update it. But it's saying it's Micron memory, which is interesting. I wonder if I have a newer version of GPU-Z on the USB stick here. And I need the correct USB stick plugged in, save screenshots as well. Always helps. So the USB 3 ports aren't getting detected on the third-party controller, which makes sense. So I don't have a driver installed for them. So we'll make a new folder called... I might already have one for Vega 56 actually, we'll see. V... no. There's no V. R9 Fury, Threadripper, but no Vega. Oh, that's weird. That new folder I just created, I'll make that into the Vega folder then. Rename Vega 56. Nitro, so it was getting to around 16, or was it 15? Just have a look. So yeah, it was actually only 1570-ish. So we'll go with 1570 and 850. This is Firestrike Extreme. And we got 10,429. Super. Right then. So that's that done. So we'll try and update GPU-Z to a newer version just before we go any further. If we've got one. GPU-Z 2.24, that will do. Paste. Nah, yeah, that one's better. It's Hynix HBM, not Micron. I was gonna say that would be new if Micron made HBM. There we go. Right, so let's stick it a bit higher. So we'll go with 1700 in Wattman. See how she goes now, and just make sure the power limit's up as well. I did put the power limit there, yeah. So we'll go with this, see how it goes. Extreme run. So I'll put a link in the chat or the description to the old score that we got with the 56 when it wasn't on the 64 BIOS, which is 10,312. Choking on my drink here, which is impressive. So again, the fans have gone off, which means they must go off below a certain temperature. There we go, they're back on again now. Oh, just realised the Ryzen APUs reviews are out today. So if anyone's interested in a Ryzen APU, it's exciting to watch some reviews of those later. Maybe would be interesting for like a home theatre PC or something. Seems to be working so far, he says, as it probably crashes, but whatever. Not 100% sure turning off the tessellation's working either, to be fair. Must be. Maybe it is. Maybe Firestrike's graphics are just so good that it looks like it's got tessellation even when it hasn't. And it looks like it's crashed on the combined test there, and again it is the card, not the CPU. It's still in Windows, but we've got a black screen. So disappointing. Could be the driver actually. I wonder if it is this new driver that's just really buggy. Really bad. Maybe it was just the AMD thing that crashed. No, it's put everything back to auto. Apart from the power limit. For some reason the fan speed's on auto, but the fans are still spinning at full speed. So that's weird. I am not liking this at all. And this driver literally came out today, so let's have a look. What's the best driver for Vega? (17.8.1) 17.10.1. (17.12.1). What are we on now? 18.2.1. We'll try 17.12.1, I think. Also, let's have a look at ATI Flash and see what the latest version of that is. I think I've got that. Yep, 2.77. Right, I've already got that. So let's look on the Tech Power Up website. Let's delete GPZ as well. So I want the newest one only. Create shortcut. Actually, we'll just pin it to the taskbar. It's probably easiest. So we'll get the BIOS off of this first, and we'll save it in there as Vega 10. That should be okay. Fans have gone off again. So we'll go with a Vega 64 Nitro BIOS. So we're going to go with a Vega 64 Nitro limited edition BIOS. Or should we go with a Nitro Plus BIOS? We'll go with a Nitro Plus one to start with. Probably the best idea. So we'll get that over onto the USB stick, and I suppose we'll have a go at flashing the BIOS now while we're waiting for the other driver to download. Now this should give us more HPM voltage, more power, more of everything really. I mean, it should just be overall better. So we'll put that on there. So hopefully we already have a USB stick plugged in with ATI Flash on it. Yes, we do indeed. Paste that over there and plug this USB back in, and what I'll do is I'll copy this BIOS into my document. So it's called Sapphire RX64 BIOS, so we'll go with that. And hopefully this one isn't the right protected BIOS, because one of them is on these cards as far as I know. So we'll flash a 64 BIOS and see what happens basically. So we've got the old one there, Vega 10, and the other one was called Sapphire Vega 64. So we'll open that, program it in, and then see what happens. Basically. Hopefully it'll be a fair bit faster. Your BIOS was programmed successfully. Let's reboot, that's a good start. And now we have new signals again, sitting on 62, so maybe it doesn't work after all. It's a bit disappointing. Try again, reset it. No. Computer says no. Basically. It's in Windows now. According to the postcode readout. Yeah, it isn't on here. So that's not gone well, has it? Oh dear. Try it one last time, and then if this fails we'll have to flash it back to the stock BIOS. And be highly disappointed. Indeed. The disappointment is real. That's all it's got. Nothing, to be precise. Right, let's flip the switch and boot it back up on the stock BIOS then, I guess. No displays. Now, is it the driver being dumb and bricking Windows again? Yep, looks like it's just skipping over the card completely now. Computer says no. Is it GT710 time again? That is the question. BIOS switch over to the left. Yep, booting straight up, right past the card. And it's pretty much just getting into Windows and sitting there. Unbelievable, eh? Right. Looks like we're going back to the GT710 again. And DDUing the driver again. Unless it's bricked Windows. In which case we'll have to get another SSD. Which is terrible. Should we leave the Vega in? Let's take it out. This card is a nightmare, isn't it? Flipping heck. Definitely not recommended so far. Down there on its box. Where's the GT710 which actually displays things? We'll even plug it in via HDMI, look, just to prove that it's not like cable. There we go. If the GT710 goes. think the monitor might have turned itself off actually now. Now there we go. Superb, we have a display again. So we'll do a DDU and then reboot up with the Vega again. I haven't seen any Ryzen 5 2700 at all yet. So we have, so let's just go through this. So AMD's own driver doesn't work on the Vega. Then Sapphire's own software doesn't work on their own card on the latest driver. So it's not going well, is it really? Right, let's we're gonna try 17.1 sorry, .12.1 this time. Once we've directly uninstalled this with DDU. This is quite possibly the most disappointing graphics card in the history of man. I mean, look how nice it is. It's such a nice cooler, and the fin design, the cooler shroud, the fans look great. The card looks great at the side as well. I have to admit, I'd rather have the 3 8-pin connectors on there. It looks a lot cooler with those. But why you no work? Why can't you just overclock better than a reference card with a potato cooler on it? It's crazy, unbelievable. It's got a custom PCB as well. So quite sad, really. Very, very sad state of affairs. Might even have to ditch it at this rate. I mean, I thought the first one that I bought, the reference one, was expensive. Too expensive, in fact. Way too much. So I sold that one. Said, oh yeah, we'll wait till a custom card comes out. Probably get one, you know, in a month. Maybe 420 quid, 440 quid. Probably work nicely. But no. It's not to be. Right. Let's shut down, put the Vega back in. Have a go. It's funny, you know, because a lot of people say that Vegas are a nightmare when trying to set up your mining rig, which is quite funny, because I didn't really intend to use this for mining, and I was like, oh, I bet it's a nightmare to set up for mining, but for gaming it'll probably be okay. Or just benchmarks anyway. I mean, benchmarks are the most basic thing you can run. You only need it to run for 2 minutes. Literally 2 minutes. That's all I ask. 2 minutes at 1800 megahertz, even 1750. Even if it did the same speed as the reference card on the memory and then a bit more on the core, something like that. That would be perfectly acceptable, right? Especially a reference card on air as well. Very disappointing. Anyway, returning it back on. The switch is in the left hand position, which is the BIOS that we didn't flash. This is a stock BIOS. There we go. Right, we have a display now. So we're going to have to flash it back to stock again on the other BIOS so that it works on both. And then we'll try installing this new driver, I guess. Whoop, there goes the light. Told you, as soon as I knocked the tripod, the light would go. And the camera's gone as well. Right, let's try that again. There we go. It's all a balancing act. Right, the driver is on the USB stick, so we'll transfer that over. There we go. So we will 17.12. So this one came out in December. Yep. The 11th of December last year, so this one's a little bit older. But what I want to do first is flash the other BIOS back to stock. Don't know whether I need a driver installed to do that or not. Possibly not. So what I'll do is I'll just go into, we're in Windows, we will flip the switch over there and we will reinstall our other BIOS. So we got the stock BIOS down here somewhere, there we go. So we'll program that on. Okay, nope. So we're going to restart and see if it dies again, basically. We've got the daisy chain connectors again. Couldn't be bothered to plug them both back in. There we go. We're back in business now. Back on the stock BIOS, so it is working on both BIOSes. Let's check that now. We've tried flashing it to a 64 and it basically says computer says no, which is kind of sad really. So this is definitely a lower binned card than the Nitro Plus Special Edition, which is disappointing, but we are going to try it on another driver just to make sure it's not the driver derping. And it's possible that tricks might actually work on this other driver as well. I'm guessing it's the 18 that's the issue, maybe with tricks, because I think the newest version of tricks should work with RX 580s, even if it doesn't work with Vegas. Pretty sure this is the driver I used to bench my RX 580 Nitro Plus, which is obviously on the mining rig over there, the blue one. That one there. So, but that was actually quite fast. That was a Nitro Plus Special Edition, not a limited edition. And that did like 1525 megahertz at wait a second here, what are we installing? I'm actually going to delete that other driver because there is an issue that I had with the other day where it kept trying to install a different driver to the one I wanted it to install, where it kept auto updating itself even though I told it not to, because the driver was on the PC. So if I delete the newer driver, it shouldn't try to update itself, hopefully. Can't believe how disappointing this card is. It's quite sad, really. I'm really sad that this bit don't light up either. Can't see any like LEDs or where any LEDs would be, but then on the other side, on the back of the heatsink in there was loads and loads of plugs, like 3 plugs I think, for various LEDs and fans, I guess. So maybe the centre fan is independent, or 2 fans are independent, like on the MSI 290X Lightning. In fact, the 290X Lightning is probably a very similar size to this card, but it's yellow. Right, so we've installed 17.12.1, so we'll see how this goes. Hopefully better. Can't go much worse, really, can it? I'm going to eat another bit of chocolate orange as well. Okay, so this driver is installed okay. It's just checking GPU Z. Yep, right. Now let's try Sapphire Tricks next. Nope, no Vega support still. Sapphire. Really? Seriously? Update Tricks? What are you doing? Unbelievable. Can't believe that this doesn't support their own card. Because the 580 that I was running the other day on this exact same driver was supported by Tricks. 100% sure on that. So let's turn everything off again, yet again. See what we can do in Whatman here. This is very, very sad. I'm honestly at the minute considering selling this card again and then waiting more and then buying a binned Vega or something, I don't know. Might even buy an Nvidia card. Might just get another 1070. $850 on the memory. We'll leave all the voltages on auto because it should be okay to overclock itself. We shall try running Firestrike Extreme again. put a background up so you can see as well. There we go. Right. Firestrike Extreme. On this driver, we'll be able to see the performance difference anyway, because we had screenshots from the other one. Yep, that was indeed the Vega 56 Nitro plus BIOS. I will link you to the exact BIOS that I just downloaded. So I didn't download the reference one, so yeah, it's kind of weird actually. See if there's the other Vega 56 one. Yeah, there's two Vega 56 models. There's the limited edition and then the base Nitro Plus. Oh no, it says limited edition on both of these. Eh? Let's have a look. So, it says on here that one's 1590 and the other one also says 1590. That's weird. Has it crashed? Yes, obviously. Has indeed crashed. Again. What a pile of junk. What a absolute pile of junk. It's running at 1600 megahertz and it basically died. So it's fairly safe to say that this card can't even do 1600 megahertz on the core, which is terrible. Absolutely terrible. This has got to be one of the worst Vegas in existence. If it can't do 1600 megahertz on the core, surely. I mean, this is so bad it's not even funny. Might even have to sell it at this rate. Not even worth mining on. That's how bad it is. And the power limit on this is 240 watts as well, by the way. Plus or minus 50%. So I haven't actually looked at the power draw while it's going now. It's using 170 watts at idle. So let's overclock it. Something it can actually run at, eh? So, can't believe it only does 850 on the HPM as well. It's a really awful card. So we'll try and run it at these settings here. Firestrike. Try Firestrike Ultra, might as well, if it'll run. Right, let's run Firestrike Ultra. Right. See how much power it draws. See, it ever starts. There we go, finally. You're running 200 watts at the minute. You have to remember this is with a 5960X as well. So that'll be drawing a fair bit of power. Right, okay, so card's going. And we're pulling about 520 to 530 watts at the wall. So that's not particularly high wattage. I'm pretty sure with the reference Vega on the 64 BIOS I was pulling well over 700 watts. Only getting about 15 to 20 FPS in Firestrike Ultra, which is pretty slow. Yeah, 20 FPS. Which is really disappointing. Definitely, probably still be faster than the Fury for the competitions, but it's just too expensive to keep this kind of thing with it performing that badly, if you see what I mean. Not good. Might as well get a GTX 1080 or a 1080 Ti instead. Crazy. Because now on the OC Esports competitions you are allowed to use Nvidia cards with AMD processors as well, which is quite nice. Because before you were limited to AMD cards and processors if you wanted to enter an AMD stage. Right, so we have a score of 5,700. So we will have a look, and I got 5,900 previously. So the graphics score is about 200 points lower than the Vega 56 reference card, and on the 56 BIOS I got 5,582, so it is faster than a reference 56 card with a 56 BIOS, but because it's so easy to flash a 56 reference card to a 64 reference card, I honestly don't see why you wouldn't get one of those instead. And then just flash it to a 64, put a water block on it, probably still cost less than this one, and it'll perform better. It's quite sad, but it is true in this case. And it looks like the webcam may have crashed. No, it's not. It's not. No, it's not crashed. I thought the webcam had crashed then. It seemed to freeze out for a couple of seconds. See if we can get a better score in Firestrike Extreme anyway. No, crashed. That has actually crashed now. That is under 1600 megahertz right now, by the way. Peak speed it reached in Firestrike Ultra was 1595. So basically this card can hardly run above its stock settings. So the stock settings, if I reset everything, is 800 on the memory, 1592 on the frequency, and basically if you go to 1586/96, so around 1590, which was 1627 in Wattman, so that's 30 megahertz overclock, we'll say, and more than 850 on the HPM, it crashes. So this Vega is really bad bin, basically. Bottom of the barrel, barely does its specs. I think I'll wrap up the stream for this bench session, because this card will not be beating my old 56. So there's really no point benching it with the 5960X, because the 5960X can't be used in any of the competitions. It's all mainstream Intel or AMD desktop stuff. So what I'll probably do is I'll bench it with the Ryzen 7. I don't think I'm allowed to use it for the Ryzen 5/3. Basically I think I'm going to use this card for any benchmarks where I'm allowed to use it for the competition, and then it'll probably go, because it's slow, quite frankly. I bet my 1070, which is mining, the Asus Dual one by the way, which kind of sucks cooler wise, it's probably faster than this in most benchmarks. So that's quite sad really, because I think the box for the Asus Dual is probably not even as thick as the heatsink on this card. Let's have a look. Yeah, the box for the Asus Dual is like hardly thicker. If you put this card in this box, you won't be able to get any foaming with it. So that's pretty funny. And the 1070 was 430 squid. So yeah, is the Vega worth it with the custom cooler? I'm gonna say no. Unfortunately I'm gonna say no. I really wanted to like this GPU, and maybe if you get the other one, I definitely not recommend getting this cheaper one, to be honest. You get the special edition, which has the higher clock speeds, it might be better binned. However, are you going to get any more performance than a reference card on a Vega 64 BIOS and then water block it? I don't think you will. And if you have a water loop like me, then I don't think you're going to see the benefit of this. So that is really, really sad, but there we go. It's the truth. Tell it like it is. I'm not going to keep a graphics card around that looks cool if it's slow. I mean, I sold my slower Fury Nitro purely because it was slower. Yeah, they were going for like 300 quid on eBay, whatever. But yeah, I'll probably get my money back for this. I could send it back to OC UK, but I'll probably, because it works, I'll probably just sell it, to be honest. So yeah, there we go. The disappointment of the Vega 56. We probably might make a video benching it on Ryzen. I might make a video comparing it to the 1070 in some OCE Sport type benchmarks. It might be good at GPU Pi, so it might have that going for it, we'll see. But yeah, I think that is it for this stream now, which is a bit sad. A bit of a boring ending, but whatever. Pretty annoyed, to be honest, so I'll see you in the next stream. Have a good evening and goodbye.